You just got through watching Raw. Now, it's time for HWR's Raw Reaction.
Hello everyone, I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, and today is February 1st, 2016, and that's what we're going to cover Raw. First, he is the son of a bitch Andy over at StillContent.com. What's going on, Andy?
Hi, hope everyone's okay.
And then he's the incomparable Lance Moss. He's over at Lance Moss TV on YouTube.com. Lance, what's going on?
Oh, not much.
And we would like to welcome back from the Big Easy, James, also known as Fatboy504 over on Twitch TV. James, what's going on?
I could barely see because I just had PRK surgery. And I want to find the Usos album since they did win a Grammy, apparently.
Yeah, there was a botch earlier tonight, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But Raw opened up with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming down, and they addressed the Wyatts, who pretty much attacked Brock Lesnar the previous week. And then he jumps right over to the main event, the triple threat main event at Fastlane, where he has to face Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns for a right to face Triple H at WrestleMania 32. Dean Ambrose comes down, and after several minutes he comes out to address Lesnar face to face, and he says, "Hey, take me to Suplex City, baby." And Andy, we've not really seen a lot of people walk right up to Brock and say, "You know what? Suplex me 50,000 times."
No. I don't know why they needed to bring Brock Lesnar in as the first thing on the show tonight, but WWE obviously think they know what they're doing, I think.
Well, it appears to me that what they're trying to do, obviously, is fast-track, no pun intended, the storyline for Fastlane. Like naming this pay-per-view, it's the Brothers versus the Beast. And Lance, I know you're a big Dean Ambrose fan. Let me ask you, do you see him possibly coming out on top on this?
Oh, no way in hell, but it's going to be a great match.
James, let me ask you this. With this match being so big, we've seen Ambrose and Reigns fight before. Do you see one turning on the other during this match, or maybe even after Fastlane?
Well, the thing is that, as you see, at Survivor, people have mentioned this, Survivor Series, both of them had a match with each other, both of them, they fought and, Roman Reigns won. I can't see them turning on each other, because one of them has to fight Triple H, who is the ultimate heel, so they can't really turn on each other, because it would make no sense at all.
And that's a fair point. We're going to move on to Brie Bella pinned Charlotte for the non-title match, and this makes things a little bit interesting right now, because for a while we thought that Sasha Banks was going to attack Charlotte. We know that Becky Lynch was trying to fight for another match, and now Brie Bella has pinned Charlotte tonight. So we have four women pretty much all vying for, three women vying for Charlotte's Divas title. Andy, with all these stories, is this too much women in one match, or do you think this is a good idea for WrestleMania, for Fastlane?
No, I think it should be one-on-ones with the women for now. I think I've seen these double matches all the time. It's not cutting it at all. I think we should have singles. I'd like to see two women's matches, separate matches for a change.
Actually, and they were doing that during the Divas Revolution, so I think, right now what they're trying to do, especially now that we're seeing a lot of the other Divas, try to keep them busy. Nikki Bella's out, so they need to keep Brie, active. For a while, she was getting jobbed a lot. Now, James, what do you make of that? The fact that, Brie's been getting jobbed, only to now get a pin Charlotte.
I think it's more of a favor to Nikki, because look at this. Yeah, you say it correctly. Brie has been a jobber for the entire while, even before the Divas Revolution, when they had her and Nikki feud with each other. She's been a jobbing diva. The only thing I don't know about this now, because of the fact that, with the fact now Sasha Banks turning face and team up with Becky against Team Bad, where does that go? Does a fatal four-way? Will we have a match one-on-one then at WrestleMania? Or it's just like, it's weird right now for me.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, later on in the night, Sasha Banks was having a match with Becky Lynch. Before the match, Sasha pretty much was putting herself over, saying, "I don't need nobody. I'm the number one. I'm the boss, blah, blah." And then who comes out? It's Team Bad, which is Tamina and Naomi. And they're pretty much saying, "Hey, you know what? No problem. We got your back." And again, Sasha was making it very clear she could do this on her own. The match, she had a match with Becky Lynch, And Becky gets thrown out, and of course, Team Bad tries to start attacking her. Sasha Banks comes out and says, "I got this. Don't worry about it. Head out to the back. I don't need you." She goes to get in the ring, and that's when Team Bad turns on Sasha Banks. Now, here's the fucked up twist, Lance. We saw Becky Lynch come out, who she was facing, try to rescue her and come to her aid. What do you make of that?
It looks like they're probably gonna try to form or reform. I believe it was Team Bay or
Team Bay
at everything or something.
Yeah, Team Bay is best at official of best at everything.
We need more variety in the Divas division. So hey, cool.
And I agree. And there's a recent report. We're going off track here just a little bit. That Bayley is ready to come up to the main roster, and they were known as the 4 Horsewomen. So you're gonna wonder if they're gonna go in that direction, Andy. What's your thoughts?
Oh, sorry, I was talking to Amy. Mike was on mute.
Okay, no, okay, Andy. We're talking about Bayley from NXT coming up to the main roster. How she's ready to come up to the main roster, and she was a part of the 4 Horsewomen done NXT, and that was consists of Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and if she does come up, Bayley. What do you make of that?
I was one of the people I'd like to see her come in to Raw as a full-time member, but speaking off air before we came on air with James, I agree with what James said. If they take Becky from NXT, Bayley, who the hell is going to be the NXT Divas champion? There's nobody there really ready to take that title, so she needs to stay where she is. So I'm on the side with James that she should stay where she is and it not happen on Raw, if that answers the question.
Because here's the thing, though, really, in NXT, they haven't really built up a top diva like Bayley. The next person in line is Asuka.
Or Nia Jax.
Nia Jax is... You see her as the heel because you can see her and Asuka go against each other. Because look at what happened at TakeOver London. You don't really have that top person like Bayley has with the fans.
But Bayley is that super baby face that got over with the kids, which eventually grew. I mean, I was never really a big fan of Bayley. I don't think she's really that great of a wrestler, but I know that she has that character that fans attached to. But you know what? Let's move back on to Raw in the main event. We saw Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and they went against New Day. The match itself, or that, whichever one you prefer to call them, because we were talking during Raw. We said how we love New Day and they're funny as hell, but the real seriousness of it was after the match. Brock Lesnar comes out. And he's getting ready to obviously go, face off against both Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Well, New Day comes in, attacks him from behind, and pretty much Brock comes in the ring, capitalizes by giving Dean Ambrose an F5. Andy, I think we both can all agree that we're wondering to see if the Shield brothers are going to eventually turn on each other.
I think it's inevitable they're going to turn on each other because I can see in the after WrestleMania, that Dean Ambrose is going to be challenging Roman Reigns, to a title match. So I don't think it would go well with a lot of fans if they were still best of friends and hug each other after the match. I think they want some animosity before the match.
Okay. Well, I only heard half of that because somebody was, munching on the mic. But anyway, overall, there were some dry spots and there were also just some time burners. I think there was that Titus O'Neil versus Tyler Breeze match, which just fucking sucked ass. It was like, sorry, I gotta go take a piss. Oh, Titus won? What a shock. So overall, if I had to give a score of 1 out of 10, I'd have to give it maybe a 6.5, and that's being nice. Andy, over to you.
Yeah, I would agree with the same 6.5.
And James, over to you.
Well, I give it a 6. I agree with y'all. It's just like, you see Brock Lesnar. Okay, Brock Lesnar. Yeah, sure. There's some good matches. I still don't get the R-Truth and Goldust things.
You brought up something very interesting before, Lance. I go over to you. And I think it's, comedic. It's, do I think it's really going to push R-Truth's career? No, because I think once he just jumps out, that he's going to go right, basically another jobber. Lance, over to you. Your final thoughts.
Well, overall, like y'all said, I give it a 6. There with the whole Truth Truth and Goldust, or Golden Truth, or whatever the hell they're calling these guys. They're basically rehashing the Booker T and Goldust gimmick, because they've even got Goldust back with his post-electrocution gimmick.
I'm a lumberjack and okay.
Okay, that's good for you, James. I am surprised that Big E did not break some damn ribs when he jumped probably a foot over the ropes and landed square on the ring apron. As hard as he looked, I thought he broke some damn ribs.
I think that's going to wrap it up. But right now, we want to know, you, the fans, what did you guys think of Raw? What were some great spots? What were some bad spots? Put your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you follow us over at youtube.com/HWR show. Hit that subscribe button. And, of course, if you want to join in the conversation, hang on out with us in the group sections on Facebook.com under the name HWR Chat Room. I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, and as always, I'd like to thank the hardcore crew. First, he's the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, where can they find you? What do you got going on?
Yeah, you can find me at www.stokehaunted.com, and at the moment I've got nothing going on. Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
James, you're over on Twitch.com. What do you got going on over there?
Twitch.tv /Fatboy504 do PS4 gameplay.
And then last and certainly not least, you got Lance, youtube.com. You're over at Lance Moss TV. What do you got going on over there?
I got album reviews, NASCAR custom videos, redneck woman cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants. Every Wednesday I go live with Lance Moss TV and friends. I never know who's going to show up. And well, I'm on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you there.
Alright. So, for the hardcore crew, I'm your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying, we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you for listening to this edition of HWR's Raw Reaction. To listen to more podcasts like this, check us out over at youtube.com/HWR show. Until the next time, this is your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying, we'll see you when we see you.